Recording in progress.
Time is 8:03.
8 what?
8:03.
Okay, we're back in open section and the time is 8:03. A consideration of employment of new professional staff.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the employment of new professional staff as discussed and closed.
Motion.
Motion. He can go in.
Please.
Mata,
Yeah.
motion.
Second.
Okay, proceed.
Second. Questions, concerns? Not all in favor? Motion carries.
I'll abstain, sir. I'll abstain.
You abstain? B, consideration to approve the employment of new at-will staff.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the employment of new at-will staff.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Mata, second by Mr. Espinosa. Questions, concerns? Not all in favor? 6-0 passes. Okay, number 8, we're going to consent action items. Leones.
The recommendation is that the Board of, are you going to approve the minutes? You're going into consent?
Yeah, or
You want me to make the recommendation?
on C, even though, just let me mention what it is.
But do you want to do A and B as one
Okay.
single motion?
We'll do A and B and then
Okay.
C
As a single motion?
as a single motion.
Okay, the recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve consent action items as per attached individual recommendations under consent, A and B.
I have a motion,
Move.
motion by Mr. Mata,
Second.
second by Mr. Espinosa. Questions, concerns?
I had submitted questions to Ms. Leones last week, but I didn't get a response. It was regarding the monthly bills. There's one vendor that was, I guess there was invoices paid all the way back from April of 2025.
Pick it up with her, I mean, because, I mean, it's not here under, consent items. All in favor? Yes,
No.
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 no. Okay, it's
What was the,
5-0, in favor and 6 and 1 against.
I do have a question because we're being told that to ask the questions prior to the meeting, but if we're not getting it, I mean,
What do you mean?
I submitted my questions on Friday, or even before Friday, I'm not too sure. But I submitted a,
Friday, I mean, the agenda was already out and,
but I'll take a look at it and I'll,
might have been before.
okay, I'll take a look at it and I'll give you the, Robert and I can take a look at it ahorita.
and really, well, you can check it out.
Yes.
We have another item under consent. Consideration to approve the donation of asphalt from the county of Zavala and
If you have any questions, Robert, if you can come up, this is a donation that was given to the district on behalf of the county of Zavala. You do have a resolution that I believe the city passed, and so,
You all have this?
yeah.
yes.
Yes.
Do you all have any questions? If you've read it, this is material, wrap material. The county secured some donated repurposed material from asphalt that you've seen it out by the Pizza Hut, and that was donated to the counties. They've done this before where they let the school district have some of that material. It's been several years back. We laid out a little road behind Tomas Rivera and the clinic for our buses years ago. And that's the same effort again. As he visited with Ms. Briones and myself, we mentioned, we don't have the equipment to haul it over and so forth, and load it. And he said not to worry about that, although it mentions here cost, but that'll be a dialogue we can have with him, with Judge Gonzalez. But that's what this is all about. We just have to request the volume in cubic yards that we anticipate using. And the caution is like it's written, we're not to give it to anybody else for any other purpose. It's all solely for the purpose of paving or repairing parking lots or streets within the district boundaries. That's it.
The recommendation, Gordon.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the donation of asphalt from the County of Zavala.
Motion.
A motion by Mr. Espinosa, second. Second by Mr. Houston.
Sammy?
Questions, concerns?
I just have a question. Has the district, have we done an analysis to see how much we're actually gonna need? Or,
I'll have to take that up with Mr. Hernandez to get an idea of the volume that he needs, the cubic yards that he needs.
and I know it mentions, it mentions cost, including labor and equipment to lay it all down and put it in. And I know that you were saying that the judge said not to worry about it, but that may be for hauling the material.
Correct.
And storing it somewhere, not the installation of the actual.
The installation has to be done by our staff, or we hire someone. They donate the product, they may possibly be able to deliver to a site where we deem necessary, that is not in our way, and then we have access to it. But as far as us patching the holes and patching the streets, that belongs to the district. That's our responsibility. Did I answer your question?
Does the district have the funds to actually lay the asphalt?
We've got the staff, which is the crews, Mr. Pico's
Over here.
department. Where'd he go? There he is. So he'll have to gauge that as he needs it, as he has the time to repair such potholes and parking lots and roads.
Okay.
And I think
Staff.
we did that with, the area between the, fuel house and the
Yeah.
the manhole and everything, but I don't know who donated the asphalt, do you remember?
The city.
The city?
Yes.
City, donated, and then they did the work.
Now, if it's a large enough project that his department can't manage it, or it's an urgency, then we would probably have to contract out, bid that out. And then that would be on the district's.
But ahorita I think we're looking at
Currently, we're looking at simply his staff managing that material.
potholes and around.
Thank you, sir. Any questions? Any other questions?
Favor? Motion passes. We're going to 9, action items, discussion, resolution to nominate candidates for the position of Zavala County Appraisal District Board of Directors for the term January 2026 to December 27. And the 3 people that we have now is Mr. Mata, Mr. Bonilla, myself. I'm gonna, in my place, I'm gonna nominate Mr. Martinez. If you agree, I don't know if you wanna continue.
I'll continue.
And since Mr. Bonilla is absent, we'll put him.
Mr. Bonilla said he would continue.
You will?
Mr. Bonilla said
You will?
Right. So the 3 people that we will be nominating for, so we get 3 people from the school district. So the 3 people would be Mr. Cruz, Mr. Bonilla, and Mr. Martinez taking my place. Do we have a motion for that? Motion by Mr. Houston, second. Mr. Espinosa, questions, concern? Not all in favor? Carries. Okay, now we go to B. Discussion action to the Crystal City Independent. The ISD District Improvement Plan for the 205, 206.
Okay, so we did move on to D. We typically approve the district improvement plan. The district improvement plan is approved as an entire tool. At this point, I will ask Mrs. Garcia to come up for questions, but the recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the district improvement plan for the 25-26 school year as presented. It is on page 128. Page 128. One 129 on mine.
Shit.
129.
Before you is the 25-26 district improvement plan. It begins with our mission, vision, and value statement, the table of contents, and then we move on to our comprehensive needs assessment. That process began in April and May with various committees and various members of the district, various members of the community, and various parents. We had several parents participate as well. And we review the district culture and climate. That included a survey. We also reviewed our demographics, our student achievement, staff quality, recruitment, retention, our curriculum instruction assessment, family and community engagement, the district organization, and our district technology. From there, we move on to our priority problem statements that we identified. And the primary one was for academics was the students were not performing at needs and master's level, which we are working on already, as you saw earlier in the data that Matthew presented. Then we move on to our goals, which is page 17 out of 64. I don't know what page number it is on.
145. 145.
We begin with goal 1, which is under leadership development, and each goal has anywhere from 1 to up to 8 performance objectives. So goal 1 is on leadership development, and it all revolves around developing district leaders and developing our campus administrators. So goal 1 had 3 performance objectives. Then on page 20 out of 64, we have goal 2, which is curriculum instruction assessment and student achievement. For the most part, we did keep our performance objectives pretty similar to last year because we are still working on enhancing and improving our scores, our data for this coming year. And goal 2, I believe, had 8 performance objectives. And they're all on student achievement. They all have to do with reading and math, with enhancing our reading and math and our special populations. Then we get to goal 3, which is on 32 out of 64 at the bottom. We get to post-secondary readiness. This has to do, it's more for high school and some junior high. This has to do with improving, enhancing our CCMR data and improving our college and career military readiness. We have 3 performance objectives for goal 3. Then on page 35 out of 64, we get to goal 4 that has to do with student support services, and this has to do with our counselors. And primarily it's ensuring that we are aligned to the Texas model for comprehensive school counseling programs, which we are. We worked on that 2 years ago. And that one only had one performance objective. We get to two performance objectives. We get to goal 5. Goal 5 on page 38 out of 64 has to do with parent, family, community engagement. And it's just making sure that we are communicating, involving our stakeholders. We have, I believe it's 2 performance objectives. get to goal 6, which is our facilities and operations. This is all making sure that our safety and security measures are in place, making sure that we do have our safeguards, making sure that we maintain our facilities as well. And then we get to goal 7, which is on page 44 out of 64. Organizational effectiveness. This has to do with making sure that we that we have internal structures to secure our financial security of the district. We only have one performance objective. Then we get to goal 8, student attendance, and this is just making sure that we are working and we have strategies in place to improve student attendance and what we do when we have chronic absenteeism, when we have severe chronic absenteeism, and what we're going to do. Those are all our goals, performance objectives, and our strategies, how we will measure our goals and our strategies, and the timeframes when we are going to review our district improvement plan goals, performance objectives, and strategies. And then on page 52 out of 64, I did include our plan notes, and this is just a notice for me on meaningful consultation with stakeholders, and this is for the purpose of Title II, Part A. And it's just making sure that we do note in our district improvement plan that we did include our stakeholders through this whole process. Then we get to page 53 out of 64. You will see, and again, keep in mind that this process began in April of last school year. So you might see some names of individuals who are no longer working for the district, but at that time they were working for the district and they did provide valid data. The first CCNA, our Comprehensive Collaborative Needs Assessment Committee, was our technology committee. And then you'll see the committee role, the name of the individual, and the position in the district. You also see on the next page, on page 54 out of 64, our School Context and Organization Committee. You'll see our Parent and Family Community Engagement Committee. You'll see our School Culture and Climate Committee. You'll see our Staff Quality Committee. And then you see our Demographics Committee. At the end, you see our statutory required assurances for our ESSA, Title I, Title II, Title IV, and Title V. You see our district funding and how that money is allocated throughout this document. And do keep in mind that this document is a working document. We do add strategies throughout the year if we need to add a strategy. The goals and performance objectives do not change, but strategies we do add, we do modify and edit strategies as we go. After page 64 out of 64, you do see an attachment because we do work with Region 20. We have a partnership with them, our shared agreements for our migrant program, because we do not have the population to sustain ourselves. We partner up with Region 20. Currently, we have nine students. But this is the action plan for our district in regards to our migrant program. We have a priority for service action plan, how we service our students. And then after that section, we get to what we do have to include. I don't know, I think it's page 199 in your book. We have to include our policies on student welfare, freedom from bullying. We also have to include, I think it's the harassment. No, it's the entire section of the freedom from bullying policies, legal and local, that we have to include. We also have to include the role of our police officers, and I included our chief of police job description in here. So all of those are items that we do have to include in our district improvement plan. Questions or comments?
We're gonna be approving this, tonight, and then you did mention that, there might be some staff members are no longer with us, can we go ahead and make those corrections before we approve it? On the school contacts and organizations, you have Alisa Rodriguez, she's no longer with us.
They have to stay in here because this was the CCNA process that took place in April and May of last year.
Even though we got approved,
Yes, because at that time, they did sign in the sign-in sheet, they were members of the committee, and they did provide input on our comprehensive collaborative needs assessment for the district.
and people that are no longer in those positions are reassigned from there.
I guess, Mr.
Anybody has any questions?
For goal 5, under the parent, family, and community engagement, what is the district doing to engage families more? I mean, everything I see that families are invited to or anything, it's usually 5 o'clock, 5:30, and that's right when parents are getting home if they, tough for the parents to make it to these different things, time-wise. I don't know what the district, how you guys see the engagement.
We do provide with a snack, which is what the grants can pay for. The grants can't pay for a meal, but they can pay for a snack. And that's why we try to keep the meetings kind of short. But we do like to keep our parents updated with what we are doing. If I schedule it during the day, I'm not going to have as many parents show up. And if I schedule it late at night, I might not have parents show up either. So I always try to schedule them between 5 and 6, 5:30 and 6:30. Because that is probably the time when I'm going to be able to have parents show up.
Do you have, I guess, like sign-in sheets for all these that do they have to be included as part of this as well?
Yes. In the CCNA, the last few pages, you'll see parents in there as well.
I mean, that's why I only see like one parent. Is that the typical?
We'll have maybe one parent per committee. 1 or 2 parents might show up. Community representatives will show up as well. But there's times when I send out invitations early, and I might get somebody who says they're going to show up and they don't. So I try to work around that.
Do you feel it would be a good idea to maybe put some of these meetings like throughout the day? They are stay-at-home parents.
We do. Several of these meetings actually took place at 9 in the morning. Some of them took place at 1. Some of them took place at 3 o'clock. So I tried to stretch them out. And these are long meetings. They're going to take about an hour and a half to 2 hours.
So, also, I have a question real quick. You mentioned, I think if I'm not mistaken, something about school culture and climate, and then staff quality. Are you gonna be conducting surveys to get a better?
We do.
Okay.
Last year we conducted the safety survey. We conducted the Title I survey. I even went to the GT showcase. It was a district GT showcase, and I had parents. I had a QR code, and I had parents. As they were signing in, I was having them log on to the QR code to complete the survey. I know that at junior high, they also already started their own surveys as well for their data collection. And it gets simpler when we are able to do the QR codes. We're able to put them out on Facebook. We're able to put them on our district website. So that helps a lot, and that's how we are able to get our surveys.
Are we gonna get the results, or just to see where we're at, or?
I can.
That'd be interesting. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Now, these surveys are conducted by the school district and managed by the school district. Is there any third-party, climate and culture surveys that are planning to be done between the staff and students?
Third party as in how?
An outsourced company or something, where it's completely unbiased, or, I mean, I don't know how the climate studies are done.
The questions that I used were questions that I got out of it's a governmental website that is connected to the Every Student Succeeds Act. I went into their website, and they have a sample survey that has about 50 questions, so I narrowed it down. When it when it had to do with the school culture and climate, and I selected, I think for the staff, it might have been about 12 questions, for the students about 10, as I took into consideration attention span of students. And then for parents, I believe I had like 8 questions. And it was the more critical questions, really on how they feel sending their students to school. I don't know about a third party. I don't know if we would have to pay for a third party to come in and conduct a survey like that. I don't know. I would have to reach out to probably Region 20 and see if that's something that's allowable for us to pay for a third party to conduct a survey.
I mean, and I would think it'd be more useful, I mean, to have a third party for the staff, because I can see where maybe staff may not
We keep
be.
them anonymous. We allow for the anonymous, and for students, it's the same thing. We allow for anonymous. I do include a section where they can put their email, but they can choose to remain anonymous.
Any other questions? Not, I need a recommendation.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the district improvement plan for the 25 to 26 school year as presented.
File motion.
Motion.
By Mr. Espinoza, second.
Second.
Mr. Mata, questions, concerns, all in favor? 6-0. The other plan.
Yes. C.
Okay, we're going to see discussion actions to approve the campus improvement plans. The plans, objectives,
So
goals for the 25-26 school year.
next section, this is an annual approval for the campuses. The recommendation is that you'll consider approving the goals and performance objectives. We will not go into all the plans. I'll see them condensed into one item. The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the campus improvement plan performance objectives and goals for the 25-26 school year. If you've had an opportunity to go through the plans, and all of the plans are in your packet, they are aligned to the district improvement plan. That's why the district improvement plan, we go over pretty much in its entirety, because the campus plans should mirror the goals and objectives relative to their targets in the different goals.
On this plans, I mean, were they put together by the campuses?
Yes. Yes, the campus improvement plan process begins early in the spring, and we don't complete because it's a very lengthy process, as Sarah was discussing. We don't complete the plan up until August of the new school year.
Okay, because, and I don't know if it's the same thing, on Zavala, on DTR and Zavala, we have a Janie Ramos officer. And now we have somebody else, right?
Yes, and again, the process is still the same. We begin prior
Same
year
thing.
and we finish during a different academic year. So it's the same concept.
Yes,
Okay, are there any questions?
I have questions. I mean, I guess LDZs and, I guess the Benito Juarez, the way they presented the information is different than what the rest of the campuses did and what the district did. The other campuses, they kind of said what the goals are and, you know, how they're gonna get there. LDZs or BJs did not say like what the campus is doing to reach those goals on these plans.
Because they submitted their performance objectives. It's not the entirety of the plan. You're only approving the goals and the performance objectives versus the other campuses presented you the entire plan. But you are only approving the goals and the objectives, not the strategies or the activities. That's why you don't see them there.
The goal 3 for math and reading and
For Zavala, I would imagine it's for reading and for math. They would have a counseling, they would have a parental involvement, they would have to have an attendance. Yes, sir.
I think I would like to see the entirety of it, I mean, to kind of know
We can send it to you.
what they're doing at the campuses. I mean, you know, we're not on campus every day, we don't have all these discussions every day, so just,
Anna can forward you the entirety of the plan for both campuses.
I think that would also give us a better understanding of where we need to provide more funding to, if there's anything that needs to be, you know, add more money to, professional development. You know, that was also the case with the district plan, there was a lot of professional development in there. But, you know, what type of professional development is gonna be offered to the teachers? Are they gonna be sent somewhere to kind of bring back different strategies, or is it gonna be all in-house, training from, you know, our teachers and?
And you're saying that that's something that you would like to see in the plan?
Yeah, I would like to see if there's, you know, professional development, where they're gonna send them, or where the district's gonna send them. You know, I mean, we go to trainings all the time, or, you know, the past year I've gone to 3 trainings, and there's a lot of useful information, a lot of things that you bring in from places you'd like to implement. You know, on here, when you mention professional development, I would like to see what type of professional development is gonna be brought into the
So
teachers.
the improvement plans are living documents. We can update those to you. So we will visit, we will update, and then we will present the full
Well, you can
plan
just,
to
I
you.
mean, as a principals to send a list of the,
But he's asking for the entire plan. So yes, we can send the entire plan out, because we have to post them anyway. They're gonna be posted after, if you all approve.
yeah, but I mean,
the
he's
goals and
asking for
objectives.
professional development, I don't know, we have to, you know, but, any more questions? Everyone's
The
recommendation?
recommendation is that the board approve the campus improvement plan performance objectives and goals for the 25-26 school year for the 5 campuses.
Motion.
By Mr. Espinosa, second. Second. All in favor? Motion carries. B, discussion action to approve the district campus committees for 25-26 school year.
These committees are required. We are required to have different committees for different decision-making processes. You have all of that information beginning on page 55 of your packet. So the recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the district and campus committees for the 25-26 school year, including the school-based decision-making, or what we refer to as the SBDM committee, the Language Proficiency Assessment Committee, or what we refer to as the LPAC, campus attendance committees, the School Health Advisory Council, or what we refer to as SHAC, and the campus discipline committees. Again, the recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the district and campus committees for the 25-26 school year.
Do I have a motion to approve it? Mr. Espinosa, second. Second by Mr. Mata. Questions?
Yes, when these committees meet, are these public information? Do they send it out to the public? Do they post it anywhere? When these committees are gonna meet to give the public if they wanna attend or not?
These meetings, we typically announce, yes.
Okay. And is it announced on the website, or is it?
Typically, we do it on the website, on our social media platforms.
Any more questions? Not all in favor? 6-0. We're done with all the
Action.
action items. 10, informational item.
I'm sorry, Mr. Espinosa. Superintendent's report for ADA, this is as of October the 3rd, 2025. Our attendance, and I'm going to round, our attendance as of October the 3rd is 94%, which is 2% higher than the same time last year, which has been our goal, is to increase attendance by 2%. We are holding strong as of October the Friday, the 10th, we were still holding at 94%, so that's good. The campuses are doing an outstanding job of incentivizing attendance. Our district enrollment is at 1470 currently as of October the 3rd. As of October the 10th, We are at 1472. This time last year, our enrollment was at 1634. So even though our attendance is better, our enrollment is decreasing, so they kind of cancel each other out, if you will. But in terms of attendance, we are there. You know, kudos again to the principals. They're doing an outstanding job of working on attendance. Our enrollment, we have lost, and it's, you know, Texas schools continue on their decline of enrollment. Crystal City ISD is no exception to that. We are at 1470. We will continue working at 1470. Hopefully we can hold the 1470 throughout the school year. But that is our ADA and our enrollment for the week of October the 3rd.
It's good.
Do we have,
Concern.
do we have any idea where those students went? Did they just,
A lot of the students, when we did our close-up beginning of the school year reports to TA, a lot of them just relocated to other Texas schools. We have very few in homeschooling, very few that took on vouchers. Most of them have relocated from the district.
any idea where? I mean, neighboring districts or?
We didn't even have a whole lot of out-of-state. It's just within the state.
Okay, number 11, informational items. A, donation of services by ones who like Texas Pro Heating and Cooling.
Robert, so for this next section, I'll ask Robert to come up. The next one is, these are just donation of services that Mr. Sulaika, who has been working with the district since I've been here, has donated in terms of no charge and no time. And again, this is just something that we bring to you as informational. There really isn't anything for you to approve other than we would like to recognize Mr.
Yeah, I mean,
Sulaika for
we have invited
services
him and
provided.
Judge,
Gonzalez.
but we're not gonna be here. I mean, you know, what was it he helped us with?
I don't have that in
I
before.
think, I mean, it was something at the field house, Desmond.
Actually,
You know, Mr.
Tico,
Also,
Oh,
he helped us, there was something going on in the old gym in high school, and one of the ACs was not working. And he said, hey, I can fix it for you, and before I said anything, he said, I'll give you a quote, and it'll say 0, because my daughter is there. That's what he said. My daughter is there too, and it's very hot in there. So till this happened like a month and a half ago, till this day that AC has been working. So we got 2 good units working in the gym.
so we would like to thank
yeah,
Mr.
thank,
Sulaika on behalf of the district, on behalf of the board for services rendered at no cost.
I hope he has more kids around the district.
I say, can we provide them some swag from Coach Battle?
Of course,
Couple of caps and a shirt or
yes.
whatever.
He was giving shirts away last week, so.
Oh. Or us. The one that hires him.
Yes, we will give him a complimentary gift, yeah. Finance reports.
The finance report for September.
That, I think, is the Lone Star Investment Report. There's 3 investment pools that the district has been participating in. The major one is, of course, public, which is through TASB. That's what pretty much all the funds are at. And the other 2 are just in case, and they've been with the district, or the district has been with these other 2 pools for a number of years. In case the rates get better, we have someone to go to. There's just an account in there, limited funds, and those funds draw a little bit of interest, still interest. It's money to the district. And after that, you've got the Zavala County Bank statement as of September 30th. This simply, the accounts that the district has at this bank at our depository. You'll see those balances. Okay. It's also secured by FDIC. Each of the accounts or the different sources are the aggregate demand on funds, like checking accounts. $250,000 of security through FDIC. The aggregate time savings is like the CD that we have at a cap of 250. And interest and sinking fund as well, 250, an aggregate of $750,000 combined from the FDC. they also secure us with pledges. Anything above that, the bank is on the hook. They pledge against our securities, with securities. We try not to exceed that because then that puts a burden on our bank, our local bank. So that's why they go to Lone Star. Has a bigger pool, have bigger security system. What you see after that are the bank statements that you've sort of asked for from the booster clubs. And simply, these are their bank statements. They turn them in monthly. We review them. The office staff and our accounting section reviews them, asks questions for them. It's all pretty much standard. But we're providing this to you as information. In a nutshell, that's basically the report.
Questions for Mr. Lasky?
Yeah, sir, when I requested this information be on here, be a part of the meetings monthly, can you also include budgeted versus actual
Sure.
finances?
We'll go along
Now that I've-
increasing the number of reports we provide as we progress. Probably next month you'll have something. Okay. And that's ongoing. Let me mention this, and I may have said this before. Your budget, your finances are alive. I mean that they're dynamic. They continue to change, fluctuate up and down depending on the attendance presented, depending on taxes collected, and expenses incurred by the district. And then expenses incurred by the district for prior years that we still have to address. So this budget has to pay for prior history. I don't mean to sound mean, but that's a dead horse we're dragging. We've got to address it. We've got plans to address that, to take care of that, okay? So we'll have some folks claim of unpaid bills. Yes, we know that. We'll be addressing.
One of the things that I noticed in some information that was provided to us regarding revenues was the FSP funding and the ASF funding did not match what the state has. So the FSP funding in the budget is about 1 point something,
Right.
close to $2 million more than what the state is allotting to us.
Well, what you're looking at, the state numbers are projections that the state made. The state made a projection based on data that people before me made. They said the ADA was going to be 1425. Ms. Buron has just mentioned that our ADA is actually at what, and actually enrollment is at 1472. ADA converts to 1,367.8. That's the ADA we projected our budget at, which is actually what is being experienced by the district. That's an inflation of that number. If you budget your dollars and your budget this year on those numbers, you're going to get overpaid and you'll be in the same boat you were a few years ago. Okay? So what we've done is we're conservative with the dollars. If the dollars come in, great, we'll bank them. If they don't come in, you didn't spend them, you're not on the hook the following year.
Well, what I was saying was that the revenues on the budget are more than what the state is.
Again, those are our projections, okay? And they'll continue to change. They're dynamic. As numbers change, so will change, and we'll probably come to the board with an amendment. Throughout the year, we may be having 1, 2, 5 amendments as we see the fluctuation of expenses, enrollment, and of course, our ever-loving taxes. So taxes come in, and they're starting to come in already.
And then just keep in mind that our FSP amounts they fluctuate based on, just like Robert is saying, it's based on our refined ADA. So that's why attendance is so important to us, because attendance is a big driver to our funding. As we transition into this new legislative era, where adjustments are being made literally by marking period, we will be able to adjust more readily. We will be able to bring adjustments to the board more frequently than when we have to do it just at the end of the year, and we're coming to ask the board for a massive adjustment. So now we'll be able to do it by marking period.
With everything going on with the government shutdown, has the district seen any lack of funding sent this way from?
No, not due to that. We saw some changes in one of the grants, specifically because we just talked about it late last week. One of the grants was short by about $100,000, and not necessarily due to these current events, but simply the grants are sort of slowed down. And that's to be expected of pretty much all those government grants. And we need to plan for that.
Yeah, we have to.
Be aware of that. Yeah.
Questions? If not, Mr. Lunes,
We have budget adoption, the process,
oh,
informational
yeah, see,
also.
budget adoptions calendar for, 25, 26.
The budget,
You,
okay?
you had requested on the
Yes, this was a
resurrection item, but,
informational,
It's information.
right?
yeah,
I had also,
she can give us an idea, I mean,
yeah, I had also sent over I don't know if you saw, I guess New Braunfels ISD uses it. It's I guess, a template of what they use for their budget adoption calendar. And it clearly describes, you know, working on next year's budget at the beginning of this current year. You know, and I know they have a lot larger budget, you know, they have a lot more money to, you know,
To budget.
yeah, to budget and send out and everything. So, I mean, if Mr. Velasquez, or you can get it to Mr. Velasquez, or I can send it to you.
I'll take it.
Kind of,
I deal with the superintendent, I don't deal with the board.
it's fine, sir.
Mr. Ernest, you want to mention anything here, or just?
Yeah, Robert is gonna go
Oh.
through the cycle.
The cycle that Ms. Briones provided, this one here, we'll start with October. And as you notice there, this is very rudimentary, very basic, very elementary, and very early on. October, we've actually got barely September, we've got a preliminary first rating from prior year. That rating was from the 23-24 school year. We just finished with 24-25. That rating is 2 years old. Of course, they turn it in. This rating, which will be reported probably in January, not sooner, will consist of data from the 23-24 and some data which ties to board member expenses incurred for the 24-25 school year. That'll be included in there. It'll be presented in a public hearing. That means the public can ask questions about those expenses incurred or the rating factors. In November, budget amendments, or like I mentioned earlier, are maybe introduced as needed or as recommended by the different departments or by even the business office and the superintendent. As we see things are fluctuating, either up or down, we may introduce, don't hold this true and fixed in concrete, but as the district sees those needs to change, we will introduce that to you. And we'll continue to do that throughout the course of the year, of the fiscal year. If you look in the back of that or the next page, you have February. We missed January. In January is when the audit is done. And the first one, back in November, it says audit, or I think it says audit, yes, it says, mentions audit presentation, but actually, that's when the auditors come in and start pulling data for the prior year. That, in this case, it'll be the 24-25. January is when the audit is provided to the school, based on what their research was. That audit is applied to TA and to the federal government as well, because of the grants that the district applies for and secures. In February, we'll see some preliminary numbers on PEEMS, the student counts. That's when the district starts to project for next year. When you mention budgets in New Braunfels starting right now, early on, that's a very good tool, but it's a projection how you will manage funds in expectation of next year. We start in February. I've always started in February because by then we've got the first semester gone and we can see a trend of how the principals are encouraging kids to come in, how taxes have come in. Pretty much our taxes come in by February, maybe a little bit in March. So we've got a better idea of what we're going to be gauged on for funding the following year. We start throwing out numbers, you're going to call us on the table and say, you claim these dollars were going to come in. We don't have any data to support it. But in February, we have PEEMS data. We may have a conversation with the appraisal district, asking them for trends, which influences our funding sources. Come March, we'll provide, the appraisal district will provide very, very preliminary numbers. Sort of like a guesstimate, but they know better because they have the folks and the taxes and the values that impact all these taxing entities. They'll converse with us, we'll call them and ask what their feel is. And we take that information and start to prepare our numbers, okay, for the following year. come April, TEA usually updates their summary of finance. We'll use again the appraisal district's numbers, the PEMS numbers that we've already experienced in the first semester, and start putting out some numbers and sharing with the superintendent, with the different departments such as HR and so forth, and even the principals. In May, the CAD provides us officially a preliminary tax value. It's a little harder number. Doesn't mean it's the last number. Come June, some of the grants start closing. By the end of June, they start closing, they start settling up, and some of them start preparing for the new applications. Our federal programs director can speak to that. That's when they get an idea or gauge how much money they're gonna have available to them for the following year, okay? Which then turns around and says, we can't fund these persons or these programs, which means that we need them, we have to try to make room in the general fund, in the maintenance and operation fund. We're closing by then, kind of the gap between the two fiscal years. In in July, which is not posted here, on July the 25th is the last day the appraisal district certifies. That's solid. That's the number we're gonna use in tax values, okay? That sometimes is better than what was preliminary. This year, it was worse. What they provided for preliminary was higher than was actually certified. And that's not the last number as far as values are concerned. They're gonna send something to the controller, who in turn sends it to TA in December. And then we have to make adjustments because they're gonna impact us the following year, okay? As we go along, in August, we'll be bringing and hopefully having more budget presentations to you, recommendations of where the money's coming from and how to spend it, how to disperse it throughout the district. And I make this a simulation. It's every year the pie changes. Sometimes it's bigger, sometimes it's smaller, but everybody gets a slice of it. Every department gets a slice of it. Okay, keep in mind, TA funds the district based on taxes collected and appraised, and the participation of the kids coming in, ADA. Those factors generate dollars, and they provide funding or assign funding for instructional purposes. We fund the extracurricular and all other services from extra dollars. Rental of space, gate receipts, sell aluminum cans, whatever we can get our hands on, okay? Savings is critical, especially these next couple of years for the district. And in August, we hope to settle a budget that looks like it'll work for the following year, not to get too excited about it, but you'll see a proposed budget and a proposed tax rate. TA is already controlling the tax rate. We have a ceiling on our tax rate for the M&O. The debt service fund, we've been dropping from the prior year to this fiscal year, we dropped a few pennies. Okay, and not because TA asked us to, but because the payments are lower. And we're gonna look at some other funding scheme that we may be able to drop that slightly more. Y'all have any questions?
When would be doing the last budget amendment for the school year? I know this year we did it kind of late.
August, it has to be August.
It has to be on.
If you remember, August, I was, I think, the 27th, we had a presenter here. And she said, hey, I'm sorry to do this to you. It's the end of the year, and I know she was the ex-superintendent, and says, I gotta give you a bill. We had to take that bill and incorporate it, and we're ready to close on Friday. And she's turning in a bill, so to make an amendment, it's very difficult to make sure that every bill comes in, every expense comes in.
Like closing the year end, whatever.
Yes, sir. And the board always approves the last amendment pending other changes that show up last minute, such as that one, that example. And not faulting anybody, but that's simply the way it works. We want to get as close to it as possible. We don't want to over-project. We don't want to over-expend, but that's been the case the last few years for the district. And we want to avoid that as we go along. Any other questions?
Any questions?
We're gonna do the first reading.
January?
No, we have to do it in November.
It'll be a harsh one, but it is what it is.
No.
To be honest,
It's where we were.
to be honest, it's part of the, I guess the budget cycle, yeah, the budget cycle. Start including, having additional budget workshops to hear what each campus needs, or, so you can hear what the campus needs, what facilities may need, what athletic department may need, band may need. I mean, we never get a good sense of, how much funding they actually need or want something different or anything, I've only been here a year, and honestly, the budget process, I felt like it didn't exist. We kind of blew through it, and it was what it was. So in what I sent you, there's, monthly discussions of, meetings, walkthroughs, the full year-long process of figuring out what the district needs.
Robert and I will take a look at the template and see what we can use.
Yeah, I mean, and it includes a lot of reviewing last year's budget, reviewing budgeted information versus actual, where we're at. And, I think that's one of the most important things that we need to be doing, so that we don't go back to where we were at or continue in the same direction. So we can actually know how much we're spending versus how much we budgeted for that month or the case.
Any other questions? If not, I need a motion to adjourn.
Yes.
Oh, okay, you had a question. Motion by Mr. Espinosa, second
Second.
by Mr. Martinez. All in favor?
Like you said.
6-0. Peggy, did you vote in favor of adjournment?
Adjourn.
6-0.